July 23rd, 2015. It was supposed to be a normal, beautiful summer day. A Wednesday. At a routine appointment. And then, boom! My life changed in an instant. A car swerved wildly, a violent collision. Our Honda Civic was crushed. I was trapped, pinned, my mind racing. And then years of medical training kicked in. Stay calm, breathe, protect the baby. A bystander called 911 as I crawled out through the driver's side. My husband erupted in a panic. "What is wrong with you? My wife is pregnant!" I sat on the sidewalk, pain seared through me, an inferno in my belly that radiated to my chest where the seatbelt had held me. The ambulance arrived, and in the hospital, silence filled the room. And I heard the words that shattered me. "We can't find the baby's heartbeat." My heart started pounding, and I thought, no, not this! And then, like the faintest flicker of light in an abyss, a tiny, fragile heartbeat was found. My baby was alive, but in distress. You see, I've dedicated my life to learning about how the body works and its remarkable ability to heal. But there's one lesson that no textbook, no degree, no clinical experience has taught me as a holistic primary care physician. One lesson that I learned from this accident: true vitality is not a solo journey. It's about the people who lift us when we fall, who walk with us in challenging times, who stand by us in both strength and weakness. Because healing isn't about medicine, it's about connection. The years that followed were joyful with a new baby boy in our lives, but was also filled with pain, fear, endless medical visits, and I carried the weight of uncertainty of a legal battle, denied insurance claims, physical therapy, and unanswered questions. And through it all, I told myself, I can do this. I'm strong. I don't need anyone. But I was wrong. For almost a decade, the physical pain, the effects of that day weighed on me. The emotional wounds, the trauma that lived inside me, I told no one. I kept working. I kept giving for my patients, my family, my friends, and my community. I kept serving. Until one day I realized I couldn't do it anymore. That day was my grandmother's birthday. I planned an unforgettable adventure of indoor skydiving and jet skiing and horseback riding. And she embraced every challenge with so much joy, while I, in excruciating pain, pretended to be okay. In all that time, I convinced myself that I didn't need help because too many people depended on me, and I believed that my work was too important. But how could I heal? How could I give? How could I care for others when I was deeply wounded myself? I needed surgery. I needed time to heal. This wasn't just physical. It was psychological, even philosophical. And as my confidence faded, I faced it alone. The legal battle, false accusations, the denied insurance claims, that just made it worse. I felt so isolated because I didn't want to be a burden. The surgery was hard. The recovery was even harder because for the first time, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't care for myself. I couldn't cook or clean. I couldn't tend to my children. I couldn't even get out of bed alone. But something unexpected happened. The people that I spent my life caring for, my friends, my family, my patients, my colleagues, my community, they all came and they cared for me. They showed up. They cooked and cleaned. They took my kids to their classes, and they sat with me in silence when I needed it. And for the first time in years, I allowed myself to receive their care. And I realized something so profound. True vitality is not a solo journey. I had been healing people my whole career, but I had never accepted the healing from those around me. I had no idea how much of energy and vitality that was sucking out of my own life. And everyone around me became my strength when I physically felt my weakest. Healing was not just physical, it was the care, the encouragement, the presence of my community that kept me strong. And their support reminded me of who I am and my purpose in life. So this experience transformed my thinking about longevity and healing. And it inspired me to create the 100 Club. This is a small community where my patients and I don't just aim to live longer, but fuller and richer lives. Inspired by the Blue Zones, areas like Okinawa, Sardinia, and Ikaria, where people live the longest, healthiest lives, we embrace their key principles. In these places, longevity isn't just about diet and exercise. It's about strong social bonds, purposeful living, and movement woven into life itself. In the 100 Club, we are more than just doctor and patient. We're a community that grows, challenges, and uplifts each other to live boldly and with purpose. Because healing isn't just about the body. It's about the mind, the heart, the soul. And so I don't just prescribe community, we build it together through service, learning, social connection, and movement, striving to reach 100% of our potential for 100 years and beyond. We are wired for connection. We are meant to love, care for each other, support each other, and lift one another. So ask yourself, who's in your community? Who uplifts you when you're fallen? Who shares a common purpose, values, and interests? Who do you turn to when life gets hard? And who walks with you through life's challenges? Because the most vibrant and strongest lives are never lived alone. So my prescription to you is this. Seek connection, build relationships, allow yourself to be cared for, give freely, and receive fully. Because the most powerful medicine is not found in a pill. It's found in those beside you. That is the power of community. As a doctor, I don't just prescribe this. I live it. Because together we heal, together we thrive, and together we are unstoppable. Thank you.